Yep, loud and clear.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of NC Anime. The anime here. We have fellow co-host,
Oh, hello guys. My name's Normie AKA Chemi.
and today we're going to do a really interesting topic for the 18th episode. No, 19th episode actually. And what we're going to do for the 19th episode is discuss the meta and how Yu-Gi-Oh has been evolving going into 2022.
Mm-hmm.
What is your opinion right now 2022 Yu-Gi-Oh at the moment. Because we just got Brothers of Legends released. Synchro Storm has somewhat of an impact. Dust of Destiny was huge. What do you think it's going to be?
What do you think is gonna be what?
Well, what do you think is going to happen? Because you think it's going to change more, or is it going to stay the same?
It really all depends on the player's playstyle. In Brothers Legend, there's like the Lairless cards, like the one that's like like a dark blue and no more. The only
Yeah.
downside is you have to control a Lairless monster, which Tri-Brigade Lairless is one of the top decks right now. But I don't think it's worth playing. Same with the Requital, which pays 600 life points, draw 2 cards. It's not searchable. I don't think it's worth it either. And just today, actually, we see the OCG ban list that they banned Fusion Destiny.
Oh.
The thing is, in the OCG, they have Dark Dragoon banned. So, and they did not ban Anaconda. And of course, in the TCG, I think Anaconda is a huge problem in the game. The fact that you can just send like a spell speed 4, like super polymerization, is just so unfair. So I
Okay,
think Anaconda should.
okay. So
Hmm?
the super poly it spells is it can be activated, but like it only copies the effect. So technically, if they send super poly, you can still respond to Link, Vode Anaconda. You can still respond.
That's true, but same thing with Red Eyes Fusion. Like you could send all
Yeah,
these such powerful fusion spells. You know.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think they're gonna have to do something with Destiny and Destiny Hero and Phoenix Enforcer
Mm-hmm.
because of much of a problem it is.
To be fair, if Fusion Destiny was never in the game, then DPE would not be splashable in every deck. You know what I mean? It kind of like takes me back a long time ago when Dangers was first released. It's kind of like like Upstart Goblin and Legs, and like you just put in Dangers in any deck, and there you go, you got yourself a deck. It's just so
I
unfair.
mean, it's just like when people kept splashing in Brilliant Fusion, they get that extra normal summon off the using a Garnet and using I think light materials just to
I
get
thought
that
that was
extra
like
normal
mostly
summon.
used. I thought it was mostly used in Zombie Lightsworn when that was a meta deck at the time.
Well, I kept seeing play, and even when you had Trident format, Brilliant Fusion was a staple 3 of.
Hmm.
Everyone kept playing it to get that extra normal summon, even
Yeah, like
though
Garnet
Brilliant
or
Fusion, even if they played the Garnet, the
and
Sapphire,
Trick
or
Clown.
whatever,
Yeah, Trick
Trick
Clown.
Clown,
It's a free special summon. Yeah. Mhm.
they kept playing it just because they were basically when they traded off of it, they will be able to trigger Trick Clown, special summon, pay 1,000, have an extra normal summon. So that
Mhm.
card summoned 3 monsters at resolution. And then it also made basically it just made deck building lazy at that point.
Mm.
Because you have 3 materials now on field. You have, 3 cards on field outside of the normal summon, the extra normal summon. So if that fusion monster from Brilliant Fusion that you summoned triggered, you have a choice to say, okay, so now I have an additional normal summon. So you get 2 normal summons now. Because when you activate an effect like double summon, it just adds an extra summon. It's not like one of those effects that you immediately gain the summon, you know?
Yeah.
So now you have 2 summons, and it applies to any monster for 2 summons. You know, the only double summon effect that I use consistently is Scrap Raptor, only because it normally summons. It gives a scrap monster additional normal summon that turn.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like that's powerful in itself because it just gives another free material, and then the effect of special summoning and then keep doing combo is also really good. So double normal summon is actually broken. So Destiny Fusion in that way is broken in totally more ways.
Well, hear me out. If double summon is broken, why is nobody playing the double summon spell? If double normal summon is so good, think about that.
Double normal summon is good, but the reason why people don't play double summon spell is because it's a -1 card advantage.
Well, even then, like back in then, when Print Kids first came out, people were playing double summon so they can get the extra normal summon because there was no Link 1 in the time. So, double summon does have some, good experience in this past. So.
Oh yeah, it's like well, let's see. Use -1. Use a card, so you gain an extra monster on field, so it's actually neutral if you go about it in card advantage. The reason why Brilliant Fusion is busted, you go like +2, +3 card advantage off of that one card. Fusion Destiny is actually all the materials that are sent for Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer is actually soft bricks. If you think about it, they all generate advantage by themselves. So Fusion Destiny is not a brick, and the 2 materials used to summon it is soft bricks. Because even if you draw it, it's not the worst when you draw them. You can still pitch them in the graveyard and stuff like that. They gain additional effects if they're in the graveyard. So of DPE, let's just take a perspective here. Why do you think the OCG is so terrifying of? Why do you think they're terrified of DPE in the case of Dragoon?
Well, the thing is, like Anaconda, the thing with the OCG and the TCG, I think the OCG has more of an unhealthy metagame than we do because they have Max C at 3. They have, they put Cross out to 1. It was at 2, and then they put another interesting that caught my eye was putting Torn Scales to 1. So maybe in the TCG to slow down the Phantom Knight decks nowadays that makes Destroy Phoenix Enforcer and Artifact Scythe, which blocks you in the extra deck. It's a possibility that it gives us a hint or a clue that maybe they would ban or they can limit to 1 Torn Scales.
True.
Or I think banning Torn Scales would go too far. Maybe banning Scythe would be another thing, but they never.
Well, if they want to hit PK, they can actually just do 1 Fog Blade.
And the 1 Torn Scales, that can actually definitely work. I agree.
Well, actually, Torn Scales is even worse. If they don't hit Fog Blade, they hit Torn Scales. But the thing is, I feel like hitting Fog Blade gives so much recovery. They have to be like, do I have my negate? Or do I have my reborn?
Or it's kind of like prank kids, where they're either gonna hit the Dodo that one, or they're gonna hit
Yeah.
Meow Meow one. You know.
Yeah.
But they hit Meow Meow because obviously Meow Meow is just two. Look, they even put Meow Meow one in the OCG as well because with the Brave tokens,
Yeah.
with the Brave tokens, it's gonna make it a lot more good.
Yeah. You okay?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry if you hear a train in the background.
Yeah, I'm just Kimmy has audio problems. He has a
I'm
locomotive going on choo 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 choo.
I'm sorry. The train was not supposed to. Look, it's illegal to put the train horn at this time of night. Actually, so I don't know why they have the train horn this late at night.
I don't know. Maybe you just have bad luck.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't go inside my house. But we'll enough of that. Anyways, continue about the meta.
I don't know. I think Brave Token come up in 2022 would be really interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a 10 card engine, so it requires some really investment in the deck. But the reason why it's actually not terrible to run the 10 card engine is totally solely because of three effects. You summon a token, you have an Omni Negate, and you have the equip spell that bounces cards to the hand. So those are the three reasons why the deck is actually pretty good. You have searching for the token generation, banish from the graveyard, and you also have a +3 card advantage in the deck. So you go really plus when you do it. So when we are introducing Brave Token into the meta, which deck do you think will use it the most?
Prank kids.
You think
Definitely. Yes,
Prank Kids will
100%.
abuse it?
Yes, for sure.
Why specifically Prank Kids? What is the synergy with the Brave Token engine with that Prank Kids don't really have?
Well, the thing is with prank kids, they don't have any negates, and sure they have Battle Ball and they have Weather Watch. So those are awesome cards. Even Rocket Ride is a really nice card.
Yeah. And awesomely, totally awesome is kind of hard to make on some boards.
Actually, no, that is not true. All you need is polymerization and 2 kids, and you actually got Toad. Actually, that's one of the ways to play around Nibiru. Or, like I said, I mentioned earlier when we were talking, you can go Peloxy to make either not Baguska, because then not Baguska, no. You can either make Dweller, or you can make the Traptrix Rafflesia to send the Gravedigger's Trap Hole if they turn to Nibiru, or whatever, and then they just take 2,000 damage for no reason. But I don't know, that's just my thoughts on it, really.
It's a very let's see. Worst case scenario, you use the token. Your end board is the Omni Negate, the Butler pot twice,
With
Raigeki tribute
Bow
twice.
With Bow, and if you're playing the Destroy Phoenix Enforcer package, you have that too. Because you can normally, because nowadays people are actually now playing the DPE engine, so with prank kids. So.
Yeah, but Brave Token and DPE and prank kids, that's not really good.
What's more ridiculous is an Alistair invoked with Shaddolls and then Dogmatica. That's ridiculous too, especially with Mech Knights, for crying out loud. My God, can't tell me that's not ridiculous.
Okay, so invoke Dogma
Shaddol with Mech Knights. You cannot tell.
Okay,
That's 4
hear me
archetypes.
out.
Okay.
Okay, so hear me out. Invoke Dogma Shaddol synergize with everything they do.
Yeah.
So the entire thing, Shaddol has great effects at such schism. They also are with the Dogma package. Dogma with Punishment and Maximus and the Dio Servant, all three of those cards can potentially send a Shadal monster from the extra deck to trigger the grave effects.
But here's the
Invoke,
downside, though. You have to play.
yeah,
Oh, sorry. Continue. I'm
and
sorry.
then Invoke. If let's say Invoke, you draw a, I don't know, you draw Invoke, you normal summon it. You go to Secure Gardener, and you have a Shadar in hand. You can actually send Secure Gardener and the Shadar to the graveyard, summon Construct. If you summon Construct in the extra monster zone, you can now activate the Shadar that you sent from hand, plus the Construct on field. And if you have Magical Meltdown, what you can do is chain block all of that. The last effect is Construct. They can't do nothing when Construct activates.
You're also forgetting that App Cologne is also
Yes.
a negate. And two things I want to point out. So the first thing is, instead of playing like the Almiraj Secure Gardener, what you could do is to save some extra duck space and play less into Nibiru. You can simply play the Magistus Link.
Yeah, you can do that too.
It gives yourself more extra deck space, and you play less into Nibiru. And another thing I want to point out is the downside is with the Dogmatic engine is you have to do your invoked plays first because it locks you into the extra deck.
Yeah, but the thing is, the entire thing of the invoked engine is to bait out Ash, bait out hand traps. No. Hear me out. When you normal summon and invoke, like almost always play effect Mailer, Impum, Gamma, or Ash against you because they don't want to deal with Macabre.
I mean, I guess,
As funny as that is, you get they spam it. They don't wait on it because they know if they wait, Macabre comes out, and they can't use the hand trap, the monster effect to negate.
Oh, it's even funnier because people are complaining, normal summon Alistair, and
Normal summon. If I got a hand trap out of you, I did my job, and you just go into the extra deck, play, and then go for the if they open Ash and Impum against you, Ash the Invoker, and then Impum the Dogmatica. That's you basically you screwed at that point. So
another thing you need to worry about is Droll and Lockbird. Like, you got to make sure to you don't play into Droll. Like to say if you have Meltdown and Alistair in your hand. To not play around Droll, you would know some of the Alistair search invocation, whatever. And so what if they have Ash or a Veiler? You can just activate Meltdown and then do it for next turn. Or if you're a good player, you already have invocation in your hand anyways.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to point about invocation is that you can fusion summon any monster using material from your hand. So if you walk into Lancia, I'm like, oh wait, you can't legally activate invocation. Yes, I can, because you can fusion summon from your hand and you can make a Winda or App Cologne, whatever you want, really.
If you're playing Shadals. If you're not playing Shadals, then the most you can maybe make is Macabre if you have a light monster in hand.
Now with the Shadol engine, you only play a very small amount. The best ones you would play would be Dragon and Ariel. Another funny thing you would play, I think it's called Nest Shadol Fusion. I think it's called, because then it would make it with under Meltdown. They can't respond to the App Cologne negates, or they can't respond to the App Cologne search. So that's why I think you play. I forgot the name of the Shadol, but I think it's Nest Shadol Fusion. I think it's called.
It's I think Nestadol Fusion is the Link 2 or Link 1.
No, it's not a Link monster. It's another. It's a Shadol.
Oh yeah, it's a equip spell. It's a equip spell.
Not an equip spell. It's the actual monster. It's not. Wait, what? It's one of the monsters. It's something. Maybe I got the wrong name. But it makes it where you can't respond to the Apcollone's effect. That's why you would play that. Dragon destroys back row, and then Ariel just banishes 3 cards in the graveyard.
Are you talking about shoot? You're talking about I don't know what you're talking about actually. What are you talking about?
I'm trying to remember. I think it's. I'm trying to look at the monster. It's not. Maybe it's not National Fusion. I'm trying to. It's not Hedgehog. It's not Squamata. It's not Hound. Oh, maybe it's Kaios. Wait, this card's hand to the graveyard first. No, it's not Kaios. Trying.
Genius?
Oh, I think it is Genius. Wait.
This card set by card effect, target one effect mounts on the field, and the player can activate that target's monster
Yeah,
effect on this
Genius. You
field.
play Genius. Yes.
Okay.
You play Genius. That's the card I'm talking. Yes. So it makes it where you can't respond to the Apcolone effect. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's decent. But like, okay, another thing with Invoke Dogma right now,
Mm-hmm.
they're totally not playing the Shadal engine right at the moment because
What are you talking about? Yes, they do.
No. They're playing the engine in the extra deck. They're not playing the main deck monsters as much. They're only playing like Ariel. Because Ariel's
Ariel,
that
Dragon,
vanishes.
and
No.
Dragon pops back
No,
row.
I mean,
Yes, they do.
not as much.
I
Dragon's still no. Usually, the deck's playing now is Ariel at the moment. They're not. They only play Dragon and Ariel if they're playing Shadal Fusion. They're not playing Shadal Fusion as much because they're playing the DPE package.
what? No, you could still play the package with Shadol Fusion. What?
Yeah,
I
but the
seen.
thing is,
People. What?
it okay. There's variations, and yes, you can use the Shadal Fusion package and play more monster names. It's just it's not. There's more cards you can play at the moment
I'm sure there is.
because Shadal Fusion only really gets you to early access to Construct or Winder, Opera Clone. Or actually, thinking about it, if you have Meltdown on the field and then you play Shadal Fusion, it cannot negate Shadal Fusion. And then
It's like
Opera
with Shadol
Clone.
Chisholm.
Yep.
They can't respond Chisholm.
Okay, so it's actually it's still playable with free Shadal Fusion and Aerial and Dragon. Then they can send from deck. They can either basically
Oh my god,
summon.
another train's coming. Oh, great.
They can either summon Construct or Alpha Clone, depending on what they want to do. So yeah, it's actually very advantageous to play it. But usually the versions that are playing Shadal Fusion is usually a going second build. That's what I do know. Because now they're playing DPE and all that stuff, they actually OTK more. But the Shadal Fusion is now really good in that aspect. And mentioning of DPE in Invoke, if they're under draw, they can still end on Macabre, they draw Invocation, and they can also, if they have like Cilicia in hand, special summon without effect, go into Link Verde after Link summoning Malinus or whatever from Invoke, and then that's how you do the combo. Let's go to talked about. Okay, we talked about DPE's impact on the meta. There's also other cards from Burst of Destiny and Synchro Storm, and also Brothers of Legend. What do you
Yes, one
think
card.
of the Crooked Cook combo with
Okay,
right hand shark and Astro Karibo?
I am familiar with the yeah. Oh yeah, those cards are quite interesting. I haven't really fully read the Astro Karibo, but I have actually owned the card when I
Well,
pulled
okay,
those.
so Astro Karibo has the effect. You can special summon this card from your hand, reveal a number monster, and it modulates level based on the rank of the number monster. And it has the other effect. It's not only a special summons itself, changes level according to whatever you reveal, but it also any number monster used as material gains this effect. Cannot be destroyed by battle and card effects.
Mm-hmm.
And then right hand shark is a similar effect. It's just if the only monsters taxes as XYZ as water monsters, it gains the protection ability of not destroyed by battle.
Hmm.
And have you read number Crook?
Yeah, I actually own Crooked
Yeah.
Cook.
Yep. So Crooked Cook is unaffected by other card effects if you control no cards. And it can, if you activate a card and then the opponent's trying to chain something to get rid of Crooked Cook, chain effect, it's a quick effect to destroy monsters and spells you control in your field. Crooked Cook gains attack.
Hmm.
And the thing with the effect is another thing is that if you have no monsters on your field, you literally have an unaffected monster that cannot be destroyed by battle. What do you think of that effect?
That's pretty interesting.
And the deck is actually reliable for stalling for Exodia specifically. If you like need some Exodia to draw in your hand, you can literally afford to stall the entire game with an unaffected monster that cannot be destroyed by battle. Click and get rid of it, and if you don't play no cards, then you basically have a monster to be beaten.
Hmm.
So that's one combo that's been hitting the niche combo. But we also have from Burst of Destiny, Baroness de Flor. What's your thoughts about that card specifically? A rank synchro level 10.
Which one?
Baroness de Flor.
Yes. Very nice. Such an amazing card. Like, it's good in Sword Soul. I know a good friend of mine. He adores, and she also adores, Baroness. Both of them. I think it's one of. I forgot who's riding the horse. I think it's either Lulu or one of the Sword Soul, or no, I think it's Nanya, and I don't remember which one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the card. You know, the fact you can just pop a card, and it's a negate. I like it.
I mean, it has a really weird condition on the negate. It's probably once while on the field. So once while this is on the field, it can negate.
Yeah, that's the downside. Like, you know, Ghost Ogre can hurt it. Like, you know, if it's on,
Well,
then it can't resolve its effect if it's on the field to use its effect.
which I don't really understand. I mean, I guess it's because it's balanced by the fact that it's negate and destroy. That why it has that weird effect?
That is a possibility. Yeah.
And it is so splashable for level 10 access.
Yep. Like for Sword Soul, they can make Long Yawn. Oh, and not to
Yeah.
mention you take 1,200 damage for no reason. That's fun.
Yeah, that's also a weird effect. It actually It actually comes up so much though. You're like low on life points, and you just attack. Cause shoot, if you actually do it, you lose 1,200. You do the full combo with Baroness de Flora and the level 8 that searches, and also targeting banish a worm. That's actually game. If you think about it, 3,058 plus the 1,200. Right, no, it's a game. 58,600. Okay, it's not necessarily a game, but like that literally enables game by having a normal summon, special summon, 1,200 damage. That's game. That's actually crazy to me. Oh, Bills? Okay, so what do you think of the emergence combo going into Protoss?
Protos is just another. I actually lost that card today. It's just so unfair.
You lost to Protoss at your locals?
Yep.
Wait,
Um,
how?
well, they're able to switch it off emergence, and they're just able to summon it.
What were you playing?
Try
White
Brigadier
Knights?
list. No,
Oh,
Try Brigadier. Yeah.
wait. uh, You were on Tri Brigade Loyalist?
I was borrowing from a friend. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
oh.
Uh,
How the heck did they break your board? Isn't it?
Um, I'm trying to remember exactly.
I mean, if you did
Uh,
what was your end
yeah,
board?
Dark Ruler. Yeah, Dark. They had Dark Ruler.
Did
Yeah.
you not send Oath?
That list that I played, I do not play Oath.
No wonder you lost to Dark Ruler. You played Oath the entire
I'm,
combo.
I'm also didn't play Karis or Kit either. They're just bricks.
What?
Yeah.
So you can't really say it's Tri Brigade Loyalist, really.
Well, the only
You're not.
Trevor monsters you would play in the main deck would be it would be the whatchamacallit, it would only be Nerval and Fractal. Yeah.
So you don't play Chaos or Kit. You can at least play
No.
Chaos because you can ditch it. You
Well,
can
yeah, that's what I was
discard and
thinking. You could play Karis, but I didn't know. I just kind of like Fractal Nerval.
what
And I
was your
play more
end
Layla
board?
because your end board would be the same. Well, sort of the
No, what
same.
was your end board?
It
Like
had
that you lost to
Future.
Dark Ruler no more.
I had Draco Future. I had Featherstorm. I had the Simorg Link. I had Avian. What else did I had? Oh, I had Sound Blue. Basically, the full combo board, really.
Wait. Did you chain Feather Duster?
Yeah. Stupidly enough, I shotgunned. Yeah, I should have done that. Yeah, I should have not shotgunned the Feather Duster.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you activate that card? They had no monster effects, right?
Yeah. Oh
How
wait,
did
no, no,
they?
no, 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 no. Wait. No, it wasn't Feather. No, it wasn't Dark Word. I remember now. It was Droplets. Except, sorry. Yeah, now I remember. It was Droplets. He droplets the Avian,
Mhm.
Assamblu, and the Draco Future, but he did not hit the Simorg. But either that, I would still lost. Um,
Okay,
uh,
but would you play in Hobby Feather Duster?
Feather Storm, like I did, but I shotgunned it, and then he had the droplets. So
Okay, but even if you shotgun Feathered Storm, he
yes,
he didn't have any monster effects.
that's right.
So how the heck did he break your board?
I just told you droplets. Like he was able to beat him over with Ty. I think it was either Taye Or no, yeah, he had GXL on board and Taie, I think. Yeah,
DXL.
GX, like the one that negates monster effects on field. That banishes the
Oh,
Sword Soul in the grave or worm. Yeah, GXL.
Oh, was he able? Wait, did he have a token on field already?
No, he had Taie, which I tried negating, and he also had GXL. Yes.
Okay, so he was able to play under even the Feathered Storm.
Yep.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Wait, the only way he's able to play is if he has the token or the synchro already on field.
What?
Was the synchro already on field?
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell you. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's crazy. You don't play Oath. With
Yeah, I don't
Oath,
play. I mean, yeah, I know. Like, yes, the outs, Dark Lunar War outs, droplets, but I don't know.
I mean,
I
that's
rather, I kind of, but I was told my friend, they told me I should play more defensive cards rather than because I see more of my combo than hand traps. So to make it more balanced, I should make it where I should see my combo cards and hand traps. I think that's the only issue is with the deck. Well, my version at least, since I don't play Karis nor Kit or the Oath.
Well, do you play Diddy Quo?
Obviously, yes, you do. I play one in the main and I play two in the side.
Alright, well, that's not terrible.
And the hand traps I did play, I main deck two Nibiru, 3 Imperm, the 2 Ash, and 1 Valor.
Why one Valor?
It's good against Sword Soul, the Sword Soul matchup.
Oh.
But originally I was playing Talents, but instead of Valor, I was playing 2 Talents in the main, but I decided that you could play into Droll. So I decided to take out 2 Talents to play Call by the Grave and the 1 Valor.
Mhm.
And it worked out pretty well.
Oh yeah, and if anyone doesn't know what Tri-Brigade Mirrors puts up, it basically the ultimate end board that it's been playing is every monster floats. A lot of times they do so many summoning that they still have the normal summon like after like kind of crazy. Um, let's see, the end board is usually a monster negate, Apex Avion, which is a spell trap monster negate that special summons from Zigmord, Link, and also the XYZ to bounce what 4 cards if you attach the materials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then you have 4 bounces and possibly Oath Engrave or a back row of some sort. Hand traps if they draw it. Also, Ancient Warrior Dragon Lords. They can also play that. They also it can end on Barrier Statue, which is only when monsters special summon.
And with, if you were playing Kit, you would also send Rendezvous. Because with Rendezvous, it protects your linked Beast, Warriors, Wing Beast from being destroyed battle by card. It's like a Balinks, basically. It's pretty cool. But
That's also another card you can do too.
those were
Usually,
bricks, and that's why I stopped playing Karis and Kit altogether with
well,
Oath.
okay. Usually, those cards are played to protect the Barrier Statue.
Yes.
So, which I honestly think, I think Barrier Statue is better than Apex Avion.
I mean, I guess, but then what about Sword Soul? They have wind monsters and
True. But I feel like
at least
either play Apex or Wind Statue. I don't think you should play both.
well, at least with Avian, you can just negate it. It's like an infinite loop with Avian and Smorg.
The
Just
only
infinite.
reason why a deck like Flunderies plays both is because they can
Yeah, so like,
loop
what is Barrier
Apex.
Statue gonna do? Yeah, like, what is Barrier Statue gonna do with this Flunderies? Like, it's just dumb. You just don't play it.
Oh no. Actually, Barrier Statue in Thunderese is actually broken.
Exactly.
It's,
So Barrier Statue does nothing versus them. Is what I meant.
well,
Oh.
yes, yeah. But with the Thunderese matchup, they can potentially end on Apex Avion,
Mhm.
bounce it, return it back to the hand, during the opponent's turn, perform another normal summon and then tribute summon for Apex Avion and get another negate on the field. So you can actually loop it twice, get 2 negates, and you can also do like combos with like Mega Rise Stormforce, yeah, the Mega Monarch Wind version to target a card in the grave, hand, and graveyard back return to the deck, I think. Isn't like return 3 cards?
Hmm.
Yeah, isn't it the Mega Monarch Wind Beast? Am I right? Mega Monarch?
Yeah, that's Raza.
Yeah, Rise of the Mega Monarch can actually spin 3 cards from the hand, field, and grave back to the deck, which is actually really decent. I can keep looping it as well. And there's also you can use opponent's monsters as a tribute summon too, which is actually pretty good. And it's also it's basically the anti-meta equivalent, but it's a popular deck. I don't know. I like that matchup though. It's a pretty brain dead deck, actually, if you ask me.
Oh, it's better than normal summon Alistair. Am I right?
I mean, I don't know. I guess, but like normal summon imagine a normal summon, a tribute summon that basically says all special summon monsters cannot activate their effects if they're in attack position.
Mm-hmm.
And battle protection to banish a card, discard a card, banish a card, gain is it yeah, basically banish a card to destroy attack modulation. You make the monster's current attack half.
Hmm.
So yeah, battle protection and an a anti-meta strategy. That also brings up PK in this format.
Mm-hmm.
PK is one of those decks that can just really abuse Scythe to the point where the follow up is really game. What do you think about PK in the format right
I think a funny way to win with them is you're playing the Burning Abyss engine. You go Barbar
now?
for game.
Why Barbar specifically?
Well, because Barbar, if it's into the graveyard, banish 3, Burning Abyss, and Queen himself, and Pun takes damage. I don't know if that's a funny way to win.
I mean,
But
okay.
anyway, memes aside, PK Burning Abyss are really, really good. The fact they have like Bardiche recently, well, not recently, but it's been at 3
Yeah.
since it did got banned. That's because of Luna Lights. Ugh, let's not go back to that time.
It's actually currently limited. They can only play 1 copy. They usually play
Oh,
1 copy anyway. Yeah,
I thought
that's
Bardiche got to 3. Oh.
no. It's at 1.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
They
at 3
took
for
it
some
off the
reason.
forbidden list. They feel like it's too abusive with 3, so they put it at 1.
I thought it was at 3 for them. I don't know why I thought about that, but
No.
um, and then you play Levier to like shuffle back your banished, and then do your plays again, and you have
Yeah.
Sonic Booth or Fogblade or Pogblade, and you got Silent Gloves, to send a card. You got Torn
Yeah.
Scales from the graveyard. I think putting Twin Tails to 1 would really, again, the OCG ban list, they put Twin Tails to 1 to hurt these type
Oh
of
yeah,
decks.
and don't forget the Burning Abyss engine has now been unlimited, so what makes the deck even better is that they have access to the Burning Abyss engine. You know, if any 2 monsters on the field equals full PK combo. It's kind of crazy,
It
but
is
any
crazy.
2 monsters on the field is PK combo.
And it's also the fact they can just play Beatrice as well. Beatrice can play it in many decks. They play it in
Yeah.
Drytron. They play it in Virtual World. And it's kind of funny because I see many years
Yeah.
nobody was able to beat over Beatrice Pass. Like you can just send a Farfa to banish a card until the end of the turn. Send Token Collector against Sword Soul, and there you go. And Beatrice is just an amazing card. And if you want to meme more, you can play the
Yeah.
Dante Fusion monster or J Dante.
Yeah, well, don't forget, they can still play under Token Collector and Sword Soul. They can still Synchro summon Emergence. If they if they draw a really sick hand with the tinnies, they can make the the Synchro monster, I think level 8, the Ying Zhang monster, Emergence, goes for Protoss. So you specifically have the Scythe Lock as well.
Yeah.
So that's why PK plays like the artifact Dagma and Finish Enforcer to pop Scythe.
And also, they play Dragoon if they wanted to. So, this is why we can't live in a format where both Destroy Phoenix Enforcer and Dragoon are in the game. Like, we just can't. They're just unfair.
And also they can pop Scythe. PK actually can pop Scythe twice.
Well, in the next turn, they can make Dragoon. Like, how is that even fair?
And they can actually, like, for example, there's a combo if they have Fogblade and Breaksword and Grave, what they can do, banish, during the standby phase, they can either chain DPE or the Fogblade to get away from Impum. So if you do DPE, pop Scythe, then what you can do, you can basically pop Verde and then pop Scythe. If they have like Impum or Droplets, they're going to Impum the DPE to prevent Scythe from. And then you have the second effect, Fogblade banishes special summons to a zone that Rusty points to. Rusty can then, as an XYZ monster, destroy a card on the field, pop Scythe. So I can pop Scythe twice in one turn to go up to the play around Chalice, Droplets, and Impum. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Or if you want to counter that, you can play Ghost Mourner. Yeah.
True. You can place Ghost Mourner. It will actually counter that really heavily. Another way they
Indeed.
play around it is if they, I know when they play against around evenly, they pop Scythe and pop Phoenix Enforcer. They pop both of that to get Scythe online. So even if an evenly matched, they can still make the combo, and then you can't play the next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the main problem with let's go back to Protoss for a second, because I feel like Scythe and Protoss, which one's worse?
Well, the thing with Protos, you have to summon it by banishing. So just really, the real question is, what's easier to summon, a Scythe or the Protos? Because so Protos, you have to summon it by banishing 3 monsters with different attributes from your hand. No, sorry, not from your hand. That was insane. Field or in the graveyard. And with Scythe, they can only trigger its effect when it's special summoned. And with special summon, it's using Destroy Phoenix Enforcer to destroy it or Sanctum. So
Yeah.
and Sanctum are trap cards, and trap cards are really slow in the game. So I'd probably say Protos would be easier to summon.
True. Well, okay, so but the thing is, Protoss is actually harder to search in the deck.
That is true. You're right.
Scythe is so
Or
much easier to search. You have
whoa, wait. What type is Scythe?
type is fairy.
I would incorrect that because you know what Protos can be also searched off of? Small World. That's another card we should talk about. A Small World.
True.
Like a card that's released in Burst of Destiny, which also impacted the meta. Because now decks like Prank Kids and Trapper Galerialist and many other decks can play this card. It's really insane. The fact they can search any monster in the game only by just sharing of an attribute, a level, a type, an attack, whatever you want. That card is really nice.
Oh yeah, it makes and to think about it, it's actually balanced in the fact you can only activate once per turn, a hard once per turn. You can only activate one of these once per turn. So it's
What does
balanced
that
like
mean?
that. Okay, so it's not a searcher like fossil dig, which if you have 3 fossil dig, you can activate all 3 fossil dig in one turn.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you can only activate one copy of Small World a turn. That is the restriction on the card. It's actually balanced because it only searches one thing.
And if it were to get Ash, it reveals the card as cost, I believe, right?
It reveals the card as cost, but if it
Okay.
gets Ash, I think they still get banned though. It's
Really?
cost. Yeah, it's cost. It's cost to reveal it. So when you do it, you reveal the card in your hand. You reveal the card in your deck, and then you also say which target you're searching. So at resolution, both copies get banished, and then you search. If you ask, you basically you lose a lot of a card advantage. If you go, it's -3 to search one card. Basically
Mm.
-2 as is. You get a zero card in your hand, banish that, and then banish the card from your deck face down. Search the card. And it's a hard once per turn. Only activate one of these cards once per turn. So it
Yeah.
has heavy restriction, but it's a combo piece that can search any monster in the game. It's actually really powerful.
Hmm.
So if you really think about it, it's balanced. I don't know. Would you say it's balanced in card design, or you think it's still, even with the restrictions, it's still busted?
Um, Probably card design wise, it's kind of strong. I can give it that.
I mean, the search any card's pretty strong, but it does have pretty good balancing effect. You can't loop it. You can't use it 3 times in one turn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you go -2 to search this card, so it has to be really good to play at -2.
Well, yeah, it recently won events like Ben Cruzcamp, his name is. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
German player. He's the one that topped with it. Yeah, he won the event with it. And there's also one online event, a different German player. So,
Yeah,
they've
it's
been
kind of
testing Small World in it.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that it's -2, but even with that restriction, even if it banishes face down, you can't recover the cards banished face down anyway.
That's
So
true. Yeah.
everything about it is actually designed really well, for as strong as the effect is. That doesn't mean it should go back. It should skyrocket in price to $40 a card. I don't think that is reasonable. But that's Yu-Gi-Oh. It's any card like that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk. No, we talked about some of these decks. Busted Protoss is banish 3 attributes. No, banish 3 attributes from the graveyard, and then you can declare an attribute on the field. Destroy that attribute. Now you have to control the attribute. The attribute has to be on the field in order to destroy that monster to get the effect. Once you destroy it, neither player can special summon monsters with that attribute until the end of the next turn.
Hmm.
Now, that's the good thing about Protoss. It doesn't have to destroy the monster to make its effect go live. If you just call Dark, destroy itself, this is protected, can't be destroyed by card effects, it still resolves. That's just one interaction with Protoss. I think Protoss and Ecotis, the other one, I think Protoss.
Oh, you mean Escados?
Yeah, they're both really good, and I still.
I think Escados would probably be better
Yeah,
because actually I'm also playing with if we looked in the polymerization chat or the
yeah,
polymerization club that me and my friend made, we we discussed how it actually topped an event. Actually, no, not
yeah.
topped. It won an event with prank kids and in a side deck. So that's what I've been testing lately. So because of that, I think a lot of people didn't expect the card, but now if Protos, who they're gonna expect is Skados,
True. And the thing with the Excados, the packets that they played Reproductus, which if you summon a monster pointing under the zone it points to, basically you can declare a monster like it has 2 link pointers, pointing down, pointing up. So if your opponent has a link monster, and you're able to, if your opponent has a monster and it's pointing to a link zone up, you can actually declare an effect. Say you want to call, you can change. Reproductors can either change attribute or can change typing on the field. So now you have made Protoss and Exotos live for each effect. Destroy that monster with that attribute or type. Isn't that weird though? You can just go to link 2, and if you have a way to search Exotos or Protoss, you literally just call whatever you need the attribute or type. That's
Yeah,
kind of broken, really. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie. And also, Exotos is actually very searchable because of the dragon support.
that
That's
too.
another
Yeah,
thing about that card. You can just play the Chaos engine. I think Chaos Space searches it. If I'm not mistaken. Does the Chaos Space searches it? Yeah, Chaos Space searches the card. I don't know.
Chaos Spaces and really, that's when I had another thought. A card that might slide. Maybe put Chaos Space to 1 or ban it.
Gets a lot of advantage for free.
I remember when it first came out, Toon Chaos. I knew that card was going to be good at some point.
Yeah, because it searches and then banishes, and then once it banishes, it adds either a dark or light. So you can just add Exotos to the hand. I'm surprised Dragon Link doesn't play Exotos as much, even though they have access to it.
I mean, you don't see a lot of people nowadays playing Dragon Link,
Well, true. They have to banish like 3 different types from the graveyard.
Yes.
Yeah, they
That's
only play
another
like
down.
dragon.
They're only playing dragon. Dragon's the only
Yeah,
one.
it's kind of
So
yeah. Now just leave
yeah, at
the
least he can play a Scholars and Intrepid Leerless because they play Beast Warriors, and Winged Beasts. Like they're all three
yeah.
different types.
Yeah, but they don't need. Why do they need to play that card? The other
Exactly.
combo
Like the deck
too.
itself
Call them
is fun.
like if they call. I mean, I guess if they call Worm, but like they don't need to play it because they fucking have an almost unstoppable board.
Then yeah, that's another thing. What do you call? Like what type do you call? Do you call like maybe like against Infernobles? You can call Warriors against yeah, what do you even call at that point? You know,
You only
that's kind
call
of
monotyping, so I mean, there's only and let's see, monotyping in this format only hits the decks like Invoke, Spellcaster, Sword Soul is Worm type. They can't summon any Worm types, so they can't do any combo. And then PK is Warrior, but they have to. It's a lot easier. It's actually very hard to declare that type if you can't destroy it. So you have to do like a link to. They just go a bunch of minus on the combo in the list. They don't need it. Yeah, there's some link productus, and then manipulate where link productus points to call a monster, declare that attribute or typing. Yeah, I don't see it being really good. Let's go. We are going to conclude this episode, but before we go, what is your thoughts about Nibiru, Goen Lockbird, and Imperm and Effect Veil this format? You think they're really strong?
well, I guess I'll tell you what like are the strongest hand traps in the format. So obviously, yes. Like we'll start off Impermanence, Effect Veiler, and Ghost Mourner. I think those are like the best so far. And a hand trap that people I'm actually considered playing the side deck will be Cypher and Gear Gamma. The reason why is because it's the only hand trap in the game that negates and destroys a monster effect. The only hand trap in the game. Yeah, sure, you have Driver. Like, well, hey, most people win by having Driver in their hand. You know, it's kind of funny. You know, like Driver for game, or like, I mean, so. Anyways, yes, Veiler, Imperm, and Ghost Mortar are really those are like the tops. Droll as well is a really strong hand trap. Ash Blossom is always has been a strong hand trap. The fact ever
Well,
since it came out, Maximum Crisis, it's
yeah,
always been really.
this format, it's mediocre. It hit the best
With
decks.
Ghost Bell, the Ghost Bell really sucks. No one plays Ghost Bell.
Yeah,
Um, what else they have? Ghost Ogre may be an interesting thing. The only difference is against Trebregate Lyrilisk, if they have the Cobalt Sparrow attachment material, they cannot
yeah,
target Cobalt Sparrow. You know the recital Starling because So,
yeah,
but Ghost Ogre is something to consider really, and of
yeah.
course Nibiru is also a really strong hand trap as well.
Yep,
Lancia is pretty strong against Invoked and Trebregate Lyrilisk.
yep.
Um,
So is
Another
PK.
card. And Dimensional Shifter, another card that hurts Prank Kids, any graveyard decks like Drytron and Fan like Brain Abyss. So those are cards I would also watch out for as well.
Well, the only deck it doesn't hit is Sword Soul, which is kind of crazy to me. Sword Soul just plays right
Yeah. Oh
underneath.
yeah. DD Crow. Oh, DD Crow does nothing either. Exactly. Like
Yeah,
I
and
would
DD
tell
Code's only
DD.
played at one because it's so. DD
But
Code's more, yeah, in the Stride Striker
it's
matchup.
Trebregate. And the thing with Sky Triggers, they're not really good right now. Like, let's be honest. Like, oh, I'm sorry. It's just my opinion.
I mean, if they go first, you can't necessarily break the board if they have Phoenix Enforcer, 2 Widow Anchor, and maybe an Imperm or a Effects Baler. How can you get through that? That's 3 negates plus a destroy.
And don't get me wrong, you're right. Like multi-role is a really strong card, and that's why it's at 1.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they put engage at 1 either. That was dumb.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up this particular episode. Yeah, we just basically talk about what 2022 will look like, currently what's happening now, and what's gonna still be happening after the new year hits. So,
Well, we didn't really discuss IRL events, like the YCS that's supposed to be coming. Like Netherlands is under lockdown, so I don't think an Utrecht is gonna happen, and we're not sure about like the one in Pasadena. We're not sure, but Netherlands is in lockdown, so I doubt Utrecht is gonna go off.
I mean, yeah, remote doors is still going to be a thing. That's just
Yeah,
going
there's
to be
even today, right now, there's actually
Yeah.
day 2 of the YCS remote duel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even with IOL events, it's still remote duel is still being played out because of COVID and everything. It's kind of uncertain what 2022 is going to be for the Yu-Gi-Oh game and how the game's going to change. The only way we're going to see massively is on the next ban list. But if anything is in hinting at what the ban list could be, the OCG, maybe the some of those limits and hits and could be a sign for like Final Fusion Destiny, Torn Scales. We don't know. So with that, I think yeah, it's unknown. Let's hope for a good ban list. Maybe it even ups the game. But the format right now, the way it's looking, is every deck, even the meta decks, even rogue decks can compete right now. So it's an even playing field. The meta decks right now are not overly broken except for like Lilith's Tribegate. That's the only overly broken deck at the moment. But other than that, all the other decks is beatable. It's usually Sword Souls like Blackout, Negate, and Omni Negate, Monster Negate, Pop 2 in the field. And maybe Hand Traps. And there's other plays too, but that's like the standard for that build. Invoke is like 1 Negate, 1 Pop, or Monster Negate with Deflor. So it really depends on what the meta is. PK, if you can play under Scythe, doesn't really affect you that much. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this segment, and this concludes the 18th episode of MC Anime. Over out. Anything to say, Chemist?
Um, if you guys are interested in the game, it's at first it's very complicated, but once you get used to it, it's kind of really easy to understand. That's just my point of view of it. But yeah, until next time, I guess. Yeah.
All right. That concludes it. Thank you, guys.